Hey everybody, Ryan Johnson here from E3 Firearms Association, coming to you live from the NRA event, and it's been a great event. We're just getting ready to wrap up, and we've had tons of interviews with Adam and Christy and a lot of people from Kyle Lamb and many others. And you know, there's one big thing that we've seen that's come up, you know, a tidbit I want to share with everybody that's come up over the weekend with a lot of people we talked to. And it has a lot to do with training, but more importantly, it has to do with how we learn as human beings. You know, as human beings, there's learning stages that we go through, and we call it on the bottom here, it's unconscious incompetent, and then you get to what's called conscious incompetence, then you get to conscious competence, and then unconscious competence. So I want to talk through a little bit of that, because if you bought a firearm or you want to carry concealed, there's an objective that you had when you wanted to do that. There was a reason that you bought that firearm, or there's a reason that you want to carry concealed. You know, maybe it's to protect your home or protect yourself and your family. Whatever it may be, there was an objective that you had when you bought that firearm. There was something in mind. Now, to get to that objective, in anything we do, we have to go through these learning stages. So if you haven't gone out and you haven't trained, if you haven't got out on a range and really moved and shot and done some sort of formal training, I can tell you right now, you're not even close to achieving what your objective was. Because to protect yourself, or to carry for personal protection, or to own a firearm, and to achieve your objective, you've got to get to be somewhere up in the conscious, at least conscious competence. So the next level. So how the stages goes, if you're in the unconscious incompetence, it's you don't know what you don't know. So there's things you don't know. You might have a firearm right now, but you're in a dangerous area. You're in that unconscious incompetence. You don't realize what the dangers are. You don't realize what problems that it could actually be worse that you now own a firearm and not getting trained versus not having one in the first place. Now, I'm not advocating that you don't have a firearm or don't go out and get your CCW and get training. But my point is you're in that unconscious incompetence. You don't know yet what you don't know. Now there's a big aha that happens when you get to that next level. And that next level is conscious incompetence. This is a big aha because now you know what you don't know. That is a big difference. You know, that's where the first level of where you can really start to take your training and really start to take your experience to a new level. Because remember, if you want to get to be a master, or if you want to get to somewhere that, you know, you're going to achieve your objective and why you bought that firearm in the first place, you have to move through these stages in a certain time to get to be at least conscious competence, or especially get to be where like an Adam or a Christy may be, which is an unconscious incompetence. That's a level where you don't even have to think about it. You know, you just automatically do it. That's your level. But again, to achieve what your objective was in the first place, you have to at least get to be conscious incompetence or conscious competence, which means now you're really good in the conscious competence, but you're still, you know, you still have to think about it a little bit. So why am I saying this? I'm saying this is because it's a principle of the universe. You can't get to be in a place where you're achieving your objectives if you're in that unconscious incompetence. You have to be able to move through to those next stages to achieve what you bought your firearm for in the first place. So that's the aha I want to share with you. And you got to get out there and you get some training. Now, just watching some of the videos in E3 Firearms Association, watching Adam, watching Christy, watching some of the experts that we have on videos, that's the first step. That can actually push you into the conscious, or I should say the conscious incompetence. It'll get you to a point where it's like, oh wow, I can't believe that I've actually owned a firearm and I didn't know this stuff. Now I want to take the next level. Now I want to get on a range. Now I want to get up to do some formal training and things. So even just watching the courses and the lessons that are in E3 Firearms Association is a great first step. That's going to really get you enlightened. It's going to give you the clarity you need in things to start to pull yourself through to ultimately to be a master in anything, or to truly achieve what you bought that firearm for in the first place, what your objectives were. You want to get to be unconscious competence. That's the level of Christy and Adam and a lot of people that train constantly. That is ultimately where you need to be to achieve the objective that you bought your firearm for in the first place. So I wanted to share that with you, invite you to make sure that you get into the E3 lessons and courses, because that's really going to really take you to a new level. And it's just not, E3 Firearms courses are just not for the beginners or for that unconscious incompetence stage, because they're also A lot of great videos, depending if you're a master, if you're avid shooter, if you're in competition, whatever it may be, if you're doing a lot of training, there's many different levels of videos that are inside the E3 Firearms Association. So you want to make sure you get in there, find the levels that are suitable for you, and join and take this to the bank, because it's a principle of the universe. You can't get around it, and it's critical that you really take yourself through these stages. So thank you, everybody, coming from you from NRA 2018. It's been a great weekend, and we'll see you all soon. Thanks.